Okay, so this is my second go around for this video. I actually, the last one I started off pretty good and I shut off my wireless mic headphone set, and when I continued on the video I had no audio. So this way at least we'll have audio. I'll redo it. Usually I show you the issues and errors I've had. I'll just tell you what I had. So going back, so the last video you saw we installed the management piece for Altiris for VSR. So for us, once we do backups, we need to do restores. Well, Microsoft no longer allows redistribution of WinPE, so you have to create your own. So I was coming through here following this, come down, launch Veritas, System Recovery 18, go to tasks, and this was grayed out. Couldn't figure out why. This did not exist. So I was able to launch, actually go through Explorer and find, let's see, just to show you, one of the things I did, go back, no, not those, okay, so I was able to go to C, Program Files, Veritas, and in here I looked down, and there was a SRD creator. Now I ran that, and it came up. I went through the whole entire thing. At the very end, it couldn't find a file. So I was like, okay. So I had to look into a little bit more. The long story short of it is, even though you deploy the console to machines you're going to back up, you still need to take a test machine. Because I saw this, I was like, well, I don't understand what's going on. You need to take a test machine and you need to install the full software. So when I came in here, I went modify. This was unchecked, and this was also not checked. This is Exchange, but I figured I'll install it anyway. But this is what we needed. That's why the files weren't there. Once I hit next, it wanted the location of the files. So let's take a look here. The files it was looking for were in this multilingual download. It was looking for this browser exe, so it reinstalled this whole console. It also installed it with the tools I needed, so we'll cancel out. So that was the first issue I ran into. So now we'll go ahead and follow what it says. You can click start, you can scroll down, you can click the disk creator launcher, or the other way was through here, and go figure. Anyway, so I have to do a restart, but create new recovery disk, see if it'll let us at least go. Oh, so actually, as you read through, you come down, you need to have the Windows 10 AADK installed. So when you click here, it'll tell you about it. It'll take you to a link you can download, install it. You only need these two pieces: deployment tools, Windows pre-installation environment, the WinPE, and you just install. Once you install and reboot, then you click through here and we'll create. So you click next. Is installed on your computer, so advanced. Click next. It says it can be used on more than one machine. Windows 10 and earlier. Say yes, continue. Can install additional languages. You can tell it where to store the files. If you want to do 32, 64. I usually put the version up in the name. It's not letting me uncheck these, so it's going to create both, so it's fine. Next. Prompt me for license key. on a restore, let's see, on a restore, you don't need a license key. I believe on backing up you do, unless you're doing it through the NS. But you can boot up off this, create this ISO into a CD or thumb drive, and you can actually boot off of it and do one-off images up to a server. So here are drivers. You can add more. We'll say next, time zone, network, because the V2I files are on my server, you're going to want network. Unless you saved all your images to like a thumb drive or an external hard drive. So now you would click finish and it would create those files. Now I've already done that, so I'm not going to go through. It says it takes about 15 minutes, and it's right. When you're done, you're left with 2 files. Alright. So now what we will do is we'll boot up and do a restore. Now I haven't got a restore to work right in a VM at least. We're going to reboot this machine. Okay. So power on. Now if you did a physical machine, most likely you'd have better results. Like I said, I've been trying a couple different ways. It does take time to learn, to get used to how to actually boot and your process of restoring. I know with SSR 2013-02, I had to write down a document, what to do and whatnot. There's like little tricks here and there in the menu. Like it'll come up the hard drive. Yeah, do you format it? Don't you? Do you? Yeah, how do you do it? You'll see. All right. So the first thing that comes up is you have to accept, and you can customize this boot. Maybe I'll do a video on how to do that. I gotta figure that out myself. A guy at work does it. He edits ours. He actually maps drives for us to different storage locations for different sites. You can also incorporate the license inside the boot so it doesn't ask you, or you can go back and recreate the ISO and add it there. Network service takes a little while, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, so we have to map a drive, and there's VSR. Okay, map drive, recover. It won't find any on this local machine. Okay, I'll go change that to system. An index file includes information about the drives that have recovery points. Using the index file reduces the amount of time required to select drives and the locations to recover them. The drives will be restored to their original locations with their last recovery point unless you click edit on the next screen to specify different options. Alright, maybe I messed that up. Alright, this PC, all drives, admin, there's the SV2I file. Hit next, and it'll give you a okay. So I won't do anything with this. So I'll just take it the way it is. There are problems with some of the entries. Destination is not valid. Please select each entry with that problem. Click on the edit button to resolve. Disk 1. Let's just edit this to see what does it say. Cancel. Edit. looks like. Can't stretch this out, make it bigger. Let's see. System. Disk 1. Invalid. Alright. Let's remove. Next. Additional drives by specifying target drives and options. Do not verify. Okay, won't let us go. Alright. 16 gig. 360. Alright, so we'll say this. Next. And it takes about 22 minutes last time this went. And if I remember right, this one didn't boot up right. Like I said, a lot of this in VMs, testing with VSR is a pain. You gotta know exactly what to choose, what to do. I don't have my document on me. Might be able to figure it out if I did. But if you do a physical machine, you wouldn't have this kind of issue. Alright, so like I said, this will take about 22 minutes, and we'll be back. Okay, so it took 9 minutes and 40 seconds to recover. I'm not expecting this to really work in a VM. Like I said, it seems to work better when you're actually on physical boxes and whatnot. And disconnecting that seems to always do that second time it's happened. Alright. We will exit. It will reboot. We'll see if it'll boot up. Like I said, I doubt it. Nope. Didn't work. I'll be testing this on physical boxes this week. I know last week I did it. A couple weeks ago I did it with VSR 16 and it worked great. I had the same problem. It wasn't working in VMs, but physical it worked. I could do imaged up the same box, brought it down the same box, no problem. Tried doing dissimilar hardware and was having issues. Now on SSR 2013 R2, I was able to take an old Dell, image it up and stick it on a newer Lenovo. I was able to take an old HP. I tried every which way, from Dell to HP, HP to Lenovo, Lenovo to Dell, back and forth all over. And in SSR 2013 R2, it worked great. VSR, I couldn't get it to work as good, and I didn't have a lot of time. I had a lot of other stuff on my plate. Probably getting back to doing some testing, and I'll update what I find out. Maybe I'll even do a quick video on how to edit the boot ISO to add different things. Alright, hopefully that was beneficial to somebody. Alright, have a good one.